to refer to. So for the sake of Councillor Curtin, I won't list them all.
Just read the whole lot.
Should have memorised them, Councillor Curtin. Good afternoon and welcome.
Thank you.
Now it's as we're sort of racing through all these different submissions, 10 minutes is the allocation, so
Yep.
it's yours to use as you wish. So thank you.
Yeah, kia ora tato, and thank you for allowing us to speak to our submission. The time frame is short, so I'm not going to give a long presentation on the submission. I will try to look at a couple of the questions that came through the staff reports. But if there's any others, then there should be some time at the end to talk about those. Now, as Sustaining Hawke's Bay Trust, in a business parlance, we trade as the Environment Center Hawke's Bay. And I'll talk more about us as a center in a few minutes. But one thing we always talk about and we stress is what we believe in true sustainability is that sustainability that means that we depend on our natural environment for all of our activities, economic, social, cultural, and everything. And that strong natural environment needs to be there and underpinning it. It's not really about balance. People talk about sustainability is about balance, but balance means that you can trade one off for the other. And you can only go so far trading off environmental quality, environmental health. Eventually, you end up trading it off to the point that you don't have anything left to trade. So we feel that it's more about we're given this beautiful environment. We're lucky to have it. It has the capacity to provide, and it has the capacity to assimilate. And both of those capacities are limited. And we need to optimize our economic activities and our social and cultural draft annual plan. And so that's where we come thinking about in the strategic outcomes and goals, for instance. I better put these on, sorry. But this is in the draft annual plan on page 28 of part 1. Under resilient ecosystems, you have the focus areas of land, water quality, and water allocation. But the strategic outcomes are fairly productivity oriented, we feel. And we'd like to see something in there that suggests that there's environmental protections important as well. And that's the point we're trying to make there. And we think biodiversity would be a good strategic outcome to include there. So we do disagree with the officers' reports in that one. We also feel that in the activities section under the various performance targets, using terms like we'll report on, we'll investigate, those sorts of things aren't the kind of performance targets that can ensure what we feel is protection of the environment. So we'd like to see some of those strengthened. And as a trust, as an environment center, we'd be happy to work with anybody that would like to work with us and trying to strengthen some of those. So, but I'm not an expert in planning, and so I can't tell you how they necessarily should be worded. But anyway, I think that's I can ask more questions on that in time. The other point is the one of community engagement, that we've made the point that true community engagement needs to be the kind where it's open to anyone who's interested, and it's open from the beginning of the activity, so that from the very start the community needs to be engaged, not just those that are invited to come along or those that the council thinks should be interested. But I think it needs to be cast a bit wider than that. And the other point is, as far as the slowing down the Ruataniwha water storage scheme process, is about making sure that people have the opportunity to comment once all of the critical information is available. And I think that was the case where critical information was being made available after last November, when I think was the last time people had a chance to comment. So that's a bit of explanation on that point. Okay. Now, the other point that we made in our submission is that we'd like to have a stronger relationship with the regional council. Now, I've only been on the trust for 2 years, so I don't know the history as well. Marion is here, and she's been with the trust quite a lot longer. But we'd like to be a more of a partner with the council on environmental matters. And we brought some things here. I don't know if some of you are aware that that we're trying to find a new location. We're currently in Hastings at the old eyesight, I believe it is, and we're looking at the potential of trying to get to the old railway station in Hastings and setting up a bigger center where we can have more activities, more demonstrations, those sorts of things. And so we've brought some of these schemes, or these concept drawings along, which I'd like to have up during the tea break so people can look at them and ask us any questions if you want. Chris Purley back there is also a trustee, so there's 3 of us here who can try to answer some questions and things. But as you can see, we'd like to have a space, and we're really excited about this, and we hope it works out. I wish we'd say everything's been signed off. It's not, but we're working on it. But we'd like to have a center where we can talk about all things sustainable, where we have demonstrations, where we can have school visits, where we can have, it's an information center. Anybody that has questions related to environmental sustainability can come and ask questions, can look online to the database, can access it. We'd like it to be a virtual center, a meeting place for community groups, perhaps even down the road, if we can get the resources, have multiple centers, have a small center in Napier and have even in Central Hawke's Bay and Wairoa. So this is the type of things that we're getting excited about with the new potential for the center. And we would just like to, get a better partnership arrangement going with the council, both for things that we can provide, and we've had some discussions with council staff on this already, but both just to keep us a good, strong, solid center that we can do the things and help you achieve environmental outcomes that you want. So that's all I'll say. So I hope there's a bit of time for some questions there if anybody has any. So.
Thank you. It's time for some questions, starting with Councillor McGregor.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. Looks like an inspiring use of the railway station. 2 questions is, no doubt you've gone to the Hastings District Council plan to get assistance, and the other is, have you considered taking in or having some kind of a front, if you like, for organisations like Forest and Bird to enhance the attraction of a centre like that?
Okay, the first question is we have some core funding from Ministry for the Environment, and we do get some support from Hastings District Council. And we have a small project together, I think, with Napier City as well, don't we?
Yes,
yeah.
We do. Waste minimisation.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but that's where so far. The second question.
Having other organisations, so it's a more holistic environmental attraction for the public to come and make contact with, not just your own organisations, others too.
Yeah. We view ourselves, and you can comment too, we view ourselves as at least aspire to be an umbrella type organization as well, so that we can facilitate other people, other organizations with a similar outlook to be part of what we do at the Environment Center. Yeah.
And at the moment in the existing space, we tried, but we can't really do that because we're just really strapped for space, and basically our display of Hawke's Bay Regional Council and MFE and PCE, those types of things, and the worm farms, then we don't have the space. But this is actually probably about 4 times the area that we are currently in.
We do electronic. I just went the recycling, the e-waste. E-waste, sorry, the e-waste. So we collect a lot of that too. So we need to have space for that, and this would give us, if we can get it, if it works out. So
yeah. I perhaps just make an observation about the rail station. I have a dream one day that rail station might become a rail station, actually. So. However, that's another issue. You make some comments about riparian land, a lot of which is owned by the Regional Council, and others here will know that I'm probably talking about cows in the Karamu. But you talk about a whole integration. Do you have some specific examples or ideas of that, or are you aware? I mean, the council staff are working on those integrated plans from cow to stream, as it were. Maybe not enough. Do you have some ideas or some initiatives you think that ought to be considered to accelerate that, as you say?
Not specifically. We in our submission, I think we talked about wanting to see this sort of the drains to streams type of thing, and and having it's more than just planting riparian margins, but it's managing them and things like that. I don't have. Chris, do you have any comments on riparians? It's more your expertise area.
Riparian's not the solution. It's not a panacea. You need to go right up into the landscape. So you can't just do riparian because it's even measurable. You need to go back into wetlands, because if you look at hill country, water comes into a femoral and goes through into a point source into the stream. So if you're not dealing with that, riparian will do nothing. So you've got to deal at the landscape level, and then that's wetlands, and then back into the soils, and then back into nutrient management. So it's got to be very packed in the landscape, otherwise you won't achieve just a nice number you've got to measure.
But we would like to have community discussions and deliberations on that sort of thing, on how to achieve that. Yeah.
We'd like to be part of that conversation. Definitely, Murray.
Yeah.
We look forward to asking you some questions over afternoon tea, which will be shortly if you do have time to stick around. So thank you.
My intention is to leave these here through.
You could just perhaps take them down just for now, and
okay.
other presentations and.
Oh, okay. I thought we were the last one before tea, so.
No. Well, you were originally, but there's been a few gaps, which I'm hoping Derek might help me with one. Are you? That's good to hear. So you're ready? You could go shortly or now? Okay. Fair enough. I understand what you're saying and code there.
We will make them available for tea.
Okay, we'll be breaking shortly anyway, so.